up? It's a Wee Natter. I'm Mark Steele, and across the table from me is...
Jenny Steele.
Yeah, still keeping it in the family, aren't we? And this comes on the week, dear listener, where myself and Jenny ended up watching Heartbeat. And if you've never heard of it before, it's like a daytime cop show set in the 60s. It wasn't made in the 60s, it's set in the 60s, looking back in time. Full of music from the era, includes a cover of Buddy Holly as the theme tune for the show, doesn't it?
Yes. Was it Buddy Holly that sang that then?
Yeah, originally.
Was it?
Yeah, it was Buddy Holly.
I thought it was Nick Berry.
Nick Berry was not releasing records in the 60s. And the episode we happened to see was a Christmas Day one.
Yeah.
That's what we happened to come across. Turns out, I was looking this up, they did 12 of them, all set in the 1960s. And on that note, let's have a Wee Natter. Ever heard of those things like the robot that was on an adventure? I'm guessing blank looks across the table, dear listener. It's a little robot touring around the world. And the idea was that it gets dropped off. Somebody takes a picture, moves on to its next destination, takes a picture. You've never heard of anything like that before?
No, I know some towns or cities have those floral-like with the hippopotamuses that kept appearing in random spaces when we lived in Southampton. And then I think they did the big robins, didn't they, that popped up in random places around Nottingham. Ah,
you're getting two things mixed up. So you're thinking about an art exhibition, which I think Birmingham's done one as well with bears and things like that. And the whole point is they have like one creature that is blank, and in each area an artist puts something different on it. That's what they're doing with that. No, this is... you get some sort of trinket, and the idea is it goes on sort of a world tour. So somebody picks it up, leaves it by the roadside, takes a picture, and it carries on. It's supposed to travel. And there was one, it's a long time ago now, but a hitchhiking robot that made it to Philadelphia, only to meet its demise the moment it got there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And one thing I learned this week, sort of connected to this, is apparently teachers are asking kids to take home a teddy for the weekend and chronicle its adventures. It's like a less worrying take on having the class pet, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't kill the teddy.
You can. Well, we'll see what happens. Just imagine this, right? You've got your kids at school, they come home and they say, we've got the class teddy. What would you do? What about you, dear listener?
I'd probably have to take it around a load of different costers, giving it the thumbs up or the paws up or the paws down, trying out various different cakes and coffees and things, but I'm not sure how that would go down with the teachers at school.
What, just take it to coffee shops?
Yeah.
What, the kids are looking miserable and bored at the same time?
But I'm looking fine.
Personally, Teddy is going on a bender. Best weekend of his life. Starts with a photo getting ID'd at Asda, getting the goods to tank up, blurrier and blurrier photos as the night goes on. One or two of them that looks like washing powder on the table, like washing powder. And the end of the set is the next morning downing Iron Brew as a fry-up as well as a hangover cure.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't think that will go down very well.
Yeah, although realistically, if I got to ask for it, I'd never get around to doing all that work. But I think, dear listener, we've just learned why I probably shouldn't get into teaching.
Yes.
Sometimes in your life, dear listener, you do things that are best described as inadvisable. For this one, I've already had a strongly worded letter from my life insurance company. They don't cover me anymore. Apparently, this is an extreme sport. And my doctor as well. He's been saying that apparently furry arteries aren't cute.
No.
I thought all furry creatures are cute.
No, not that.
Not furry arteries. And in a bit of continuity, I know, blowing your mind, dear listener, we are revisiting the breakfast tour of knots.
Oh, yes.
Totally not an excuse to have a fry up every day on my week off. Totally not that. And we have ranked the places we've been, and by podcast and radio law, we've got to play music as we count down.
We have.
Except we can't afford it. So the pick of the pops music, dear listener. We need you to sing along. Da 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 da.
Yes.
We need you to be doing that while we're talking through the countdown so you get the full experience. I don't care if you're on the bus. I don't care if you're doing your shopping. I don't care, if the kid's in bed or whatever. I need to be able to hear that music humming along from wherever you are at the moment. Otherwise, this isn't going to work. So, let's all start together. In at number 6 is a very controversial entry because I'll definitely be going back for pancakes and all the sweet treats known to man. But the homemade baked beans, they were just not my cup of tea. I'm sure somebody loves them, but Otherwise, this would have been a lot higher up the charts. It is the pudding pantry.
I had the eggs Benedict. I've got to be honest, that was gorgeous. It was really lovely. Very filling as well. I couldn't finish it off. I think it was the pancakes. A couple of pancakes on there.
Whoa. I need you to stop music, dear listener. You know, like screeching record.
Yeah.
I need you to do that. Did you just admit you didn't have a fry-up on the breakfast tour?
That was the one day I didn't have a fry. I just always wanted to try the eggs Benedict, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go. I'm really glad I did, because when I looked at your beans, I just thought, I've got the better deal here.
While we go have words with our solicitor, dear listener, we'll get the countdown over with first. Number 5, Tesco Cafe. Number 4, Holly Tree Farm. That was the pub experience breakfast.
That was a recommendation, wasn't it, from DJ Stocksy?
Yes, basically because it's bottomless. That was it. And at number 3, Morrison's Mansfield Whorehouse. I've made a mistake again. And at number 2, it was the Limes Cafe in Billsthorpe. Not quite as it used to be. You know,
I was slightly disappointed. Slightly.
But you can't complain about buffet breakfast. So I'm not complaining about that. And then at number 1, it's the Hey Barn, Don't Dream It's Over, up in Nees Hall. I don't know what it is about that name. It just makes me think of, what's the name of the band now? Delmitri, isn't it?
Is it? Where are we talking?
Hey now, Don't Dream It's Over. Crowded House.
Oh, Crowded House, yeah.
It's one of these middle-of-the-road pop groups.
I tell you what, although I was ordering the breakfast, I couldn't take my eyes off the slabs of cake. We definitely need to go back there for coffee and cake.
You're planning it already.
Amazing
I'll
place.
admit, the sausage was a bit different, but it was a good offering. So, we're going to open this up to you, dear listener, where in the whole of the UK, or even the world, so the breakfast tour of Knots...
Because we want to go, don't we?
The breakfast tour of Knots could be travelling internationally.
Yeah.
Where should fine listeners of this podcast never overlook for breakfast? Stick it on the socials at Solid Radio UK, or if you prefer talking to cats, at Solid Sooty. And remember, whatever you do, if you're getting involved with this, do not tell your doctor. I will happily vouch for you in court saying you were eating Rice Krispies.
Would you like to hear a money-saving tip? I'm sure everybody out there would do at this time.
When we've got no money because everything's got up in price, you want us to save money?
Yes.
Of course I want to hear about it. Come on, Brit, spill the beans.
Yeah, exactly. So if you go to a coffee outlet, and you know when you go and you say, I'll have a skinny latte or a cappuccino, you know how they always try and upsell you to, would you like to try our new beans at 30p extra? And 9 out of 10 you feel like you're obliged to, don't you? So you go, go on then. I've got a way that you're never going to get asked that question, so you don't have to feel awkward and embarrassed when you go to get your coffee. Do you know what it is? Ask for decaf. Right. Because they cannot upsell you the new bean blend that they've got going on, because they're not available in decaf.
So you're giving up the very best bit of coffee in order to say no politely.
Yeah, save you 30p on your coffee.
You do know you can just say no thank you, please.
Yeah, well, you feel obliged, don't you?
I don't.
When you're there.
But then I'm tight, so that's just the joy of it. Now, I know we're not supposed to touch the serious stuff, dear listener, because it's serious and for adults and all these things that we're not supposed to do here on the Wee Natter. But in the last week, we've had the National Grid suggesting you might want to get some candles all over the media, haven't they?
Can I just say, some of us have had candles in for like the last couple of months. I knew this was coming.
But then were you the same sort of person that had a toilet paper thrown next to the porcelain
No,
throne?
you see, I've only brought 4 candles. 4 candles?
I can guess why you've chosen 4 candles.
Oh, God. No, I literally did just buy 4. So I thought, I won't be bulk buying, I'll just buy. And I said to you, didn't I? I said, it won't surprise me if later on in the year we get the power cuts of, was it 1976 again? And now it's slowly creeping, and I thought there'll be bulk buying candles now. But I've got my 4, so I'm happy.
I got a few as well, but I literally built a time machine to go back to 1976 so I can get the tips and advice they had there and bring them forward. It's brilliant. So, all over the media, dear listener, you've been hearing all the serious advice on how to save energy, heat your home and all that. Here on the Wee Natter, I think we need to look at going that step further and share the ideas that will really save you energy that no one else is thinking of. I'm not saying they're the best ideas, but, it's a little bit different. You wouldn't hear of them anywhere else. And I mean, take my first one, right? Hospitals, they need to keep their power, don't they?
They do.
They're going to be protected throughout. So, put on a fake limp, sit in the waiting room, and get your phone on the charger in there. You will not miss a single episode of Strictly That Way. Which the worrying bit is it's back already, which means we're on the decline to Christmas. It's worrying bit. Another thing that's all around Britain, a bunch of closed down coal mines, aren't there?
Yeah.
All over the place. Practically trip over them if you're in the Midlands or in the Scottish Central Belt and things like that. Good number of them nowadays have housing estates on them, don't they?
Yes,
building
they do,
houses because they mean more of those than we do coal mines. So if you happen to live on one of these housing estates or have had a massive payout from the coal board because your house has slid down a hill, my tip for you, there's nothing stopping you from digging under the kitchen floor. Nothing stopping you. You could even get the family canary involved to act as lookout. What do you think to that one? Free coal. What's wrong with that idea?
Free coal. But it's illegal, isn't it, to burn it? And where you haven't got a fireplace, so where would I burn my coal?
I'm sure you
You thought this through, Mark. I'm not sure you have.
Put your windows open, that'll be fine. And it's no worse than an idea to buy a new kettle, is it? Personally, and I can't advise this for everyone because there's only 650 of them, but I've been running extension cord to my local MP's place. I mean, we're paying for it anyway, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. It's become a custom of mine that every week, and regular listeners to the show will probably know, I like to have a bit of a whinge, bit of a moan about something that's got me goat.
All right, hold on. We need a theme tune for this.
We do.
I need to get the Casio keyboard out of the garage, get all the spiders moved out, so I'm going to have to go through legal action, get them moved out, all that kind of bananas. And then we do a tune like Jen's Moan of the Week.
Yeah, I like that one. I like it. Now, I've got two, but... I'm obviously just going to go with one this week. Now, if you really like listening to my moans, my whinges, and you agree with me, then, let me know. But if you want to find out what my second one is, then you'll have to basically tune into a Wee Natter next week to find out what that one's going to be all about.
Whoa, did you just sell ahead to next week?
I did, yeah.
Outrageous.
So what I'm going to go with this week is, again, I know we spoke about coffee a few times this week, but I like to have a coffee. I like to have one if I can, perhaps every day. I know it's not classed as a treat, but I do like to have. Makes me feel good. Sometimes I think, can I afford the posh coffee places this week? That week before payday. So I think to myself, I know, I'll go to that one that has the Arabica beans and 99p. I thought, it's not 99p anymore. Where's the 99p? Coffee's gone. They're now £1.69. What's on to the 99p menu?
So there's this little thing called inflation and cost of living, and everything's becoming ludicrously expensive to the point that in a couple of weeks, dear listener, we probably can't even afford to turn the lights on to do this show. We were doing it in the dark.
Yeah, but I just couldn't believe it because I'm saying, let's go to insert place of name here. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, so I'm not going to say it. But I thought, it's 99p. It's a coffee. It's nice. I feel like I'm, indulging myself. And there it is on the board, £1.69. Now, it's not gone up a little bit. That's gone up a lot.
Well, the cost of energy's gone up spectacularly.
I'm just gutted. I don't know if anybody agrees with me out there, but coffee needs to come down. It's the one thing that keeps us going, I think.
I was going to say it might be cheaper to make it at home, but it probably isn't considering how much the liquor costs.
Yeah, but then you don't feel you've had that treat, do you?
Yeah. Well, even if it was the same coffee, just made with your own hot water.
No, I don't think it does, because I've tried doing that where you buy a brand coffee that you would get in a coffee shop and you make it at home. It's not the same, is it? I ain't got that bit to froth it.
So what we need to do is we need to spend 20 grand on a coffee maker so you can get the experience at home for less than £1.69. That's what we need to do.
That's what I need to do, yeah.
That sounds like a plan to me. Unfortunately, dear listener, I have gone and made a horrible mistake. I went on the internet again. And this time, been reading up on serious topics. Like, what is your most controversial food opinion? What about you, Jenny?
My controversial food opinion?
Yes, one that other people would go, what are you on? That's just wrong. What are you talking about?
Snails. Frogs' legs.
You're just not a fan?
It just sounds disgusting, doesn't it?
So you're right. You're writing off. Admittedly, this isn't like getting hamburger every day. This is like their, fancy cuisine. You haven't even taken a look at it, and you're going, "Nah, I ain't touching that." Pal.
You would just taking a look at it, wouldn't you? And you think, "Nah, that's not for me."
Are you the sort of person that, if you were a tourist abroad, would go down to McDonald's or to Pizza Hut or something like that.
Yeah, I would.
Personally, I've got two controversial food opinions. One of them is that onions should be banned. They taste weird, they feel weird, they make me want to throw up, they ruin every food they touch, especially macaroni cheese. Tea-based services, we need a word about that. But no.
See, I like onions. I could eat an onion sandwich, or an onion cob as we call it up here.
That is what you call the food of the devil.
Can I just say Sooty's nibbling my microphone? I don't know if anybody could hear that, but she's headbutting the mic. I'm not sure what she wants.
And if you don't know who Sooty is, dear listener, it is our cat.
Oh, yeah.
It's station mascot as well.
Need to have a look on her Facebook page.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Sooty.
And my other controversial opinion, so I had two of them. One of them, onions should just be eradicated off the face of the earth. And I think you agree, don't you?
No, I like onions.
I think you should agree, don't you? My other opinion is bananas. I love the taste of
I like bananas.
I like banana flavour, but the texture, it literally triggers a gag reflex. I can't go near the stuff. It's horrible. So, going to open this up to you, dear listener. What is your most controversial food opinion? That opinion you have of food that when you share it with anyone, they go, what planet are you from? Yeah. We want to hear about it. You can let us know at Solid Radio UK or Solid Sooty if you prefer your anonymous confessions to go to the cat instead.
Yeah.
That, unfortunately, dear listener, is it for a Wee Natter. I'm Mark Steele, and across the table from me, looking rather distressed, is...
It's because I can hear Sooty munching on a supper. I can hear it.
Crunch, 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 crunch. It's like she doesn't understand that audio is a thing.
I know.
If you know how to speak to pets, dear listener, and want to give it a shot, we'll even do it live on the podcast with you. Just get in touch at Solid Radio UK or at Solid Sooty. Hey, there are two ways of hearing the show. You can hear it on a Wee Natter on your podcast feed. So you search for a Wee Natter, you click subscribe, and you do that for everyone you know in your life. The other option is you search for Solid Radio, you hit subscribe, and you do it for everyone you know in your life.
Yeah.
There are no other options. But if you choose the Solid Radio option, you also get the likes of Mr. Hall, Stephen Hall with Solid Country.
Solid Country.
Yes. And it's not just dueling banjos and eagles and things like that.
Oh, no, it's a brilliant show.
It is a brilliant show. You've been doing it for a very long time. Or you can even get your Feel Good Happiness with Luce, DJ Luce. Or even Tony is starting a music box show there as well.
I'm quite excited for all the new content that we've got coming on, to be honest.
Yes, so if you're interested in that, search for Solid Radio, and when you see the double purple mountains, you're not been drinking too much. It is actually the right thing. And on that note, this has been a Wee Natter. It has been a Solid Radio production, and we'll catch you next time.